We're going to go over my favorite new friend, ChatGPT, today. Specifically, I'm I'm trying to make it do something that will automate something that's tedious and mechanical for the most part, or has been. Now, before I start in that, I'm going to say for fields like law, computer programming, software development of any kind, analysis and design, architecture, law, medicine, insurance, many government regulation type jobs. There's going to be two categories of people. Category one, those who embrace ChatGPT and technology similar to it, they'll do really well. Category two is called roadkill. It is what it is. I see no other way. Now, the good news is, for those who embrace it, life's going to be good. And if it gets better and better and better and replaces all the jobs out there, well, in my case, I'm old enough so it wouldn't kibosh everything in my life. For younger people, it's kind of like when the first assembly lines came out or other revolutions happened. We can't really know what the end result is going to be, but we can embrace it right now, as we're going to do today in this video. So my repetitive task has been to take a PDF once a month for this company called College Bound News. Really cool company. I like them. Very, very good people. And I take this PDF and I make a summary of it that shows up on their website here. Okay. That's my little summary that I create. I already have it partially automated a little bit, but nothing like what ChatGPT can do. So I create that little summary. I upload the PDF to there, and we see the PDF coming up. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT and talk about how I've about halfway automated this. First of all, I just said to ChatGPT, can you read PDFs? And it said yes. And then I said, could you produce a summary of a PDF which has headings and subheadings? And it was okay for the first page. I said headings, or actually in the beginning, I said just produce a summary of this PDF. And it didn't do a very good job. Then I sort of defined what, I want headings and subheadings. So the main headings are going to be like financial aid matters. We'll go over to here. That's going to be the main heading. And the subheadings in there, like 50 million to boost FAFSA numbers, that basically becomes text here for the most part. I add my little spin to it. I don't do it exactly, but ChatGPT can do it exactly. So what was the problem? Well, ChatGPT is a text-based thing, and it cannot read lines. And I was telling it, basically each page has columns, and the columns that are underneath text or larger text that's larger than normal, the columns that are under there define the section that the name of which is at the top. Okay. You would think that would really, that made it a little bit better, but it didn't. It did not make it perfect. And then it turns out ChatGPT cannot read these vertical lines in there either. So I had to change the prompt to basically tell ChatGPT that we have 2 or 3 columns on every page, A heading is defined as something in letters larger than normal. A subheading is defined as bold text. And then can you produce the thing? Can you produce the summary for me? And the summary is going to be in text. It's going to be an indented list. All right. But for some reason, it didn't quite do it right. Under admissions watch, it got through to here. And under admissions watch, it didn't have Elon except 66%. At first, it had loan news, and then it had Harvard's yield, ignoring the first one, and then it got into far worse problems in subsequent pages. So now I've been working on the column thing, carefully defining what the columns are, and also the harder part here, that's also slightly, it's not super hard, but it's something I have to think about when I do it. We see admissions watch here, right? And then admissions watch is continued here, okay? Now, can ChatGPT understand that this is a continuation of what's up there? Well, yes, it can. And that's where it's really cool. How do I make it do that? I have it look for italicized, continued from page 1, or italicized, continued, and then look at the larger text above and figure out from a prior page what it was continued from. That's now partially working, okay? And then there have been cases where it has done pretty well till the end of page 2, but then page 3, it goes totally awry, possibly because we have 3 columns up to that point, and now we just have 2. Plus, what's with this graphic up here? Counselor's Corner, year-end odds and ends. For some reason, it started to think year-end odds and ends was underneath financial aid matters. It was a subsection of that. I don't know why. And then the last sections are the counselor's bookshelf, curriculum capsules, scholarship scoops, news you can use. And this financial is continued from page 1, which is way up here. So it's got to key off that word, and the word continues. I have not gotten it correct yet, but I will. And here's the thing. With ChatGPT today, you can't just give it a really open-ended task like give me a synopsis or an outline of this PDF. It's just that doesn't cut the mustard. It'll just go awry. However, if you define things tight enough, so right now I defined what a column is. I asked it, can you see the distance between words? And it said, yes. And then also, could you, from the context, know what a column is? And it said, probably yes. So 50 million to boost FAFSA numbers, in fact, of the 82, that's an in fact of the 82,000 Washington State seniors, that would be a non sequitur from 50 million to boost FAFSA numbers. So between the space, well, I can see space, but I can't see vertical lines. I don't know. Between the spacing issue and the context, it can figure out columns pretty good. And again, I haven't gotten this down 100% yet, but I will. And this is the kind of task that ChatGPT is going to do really well at. And I'm not going to sort of run it and then walk away. This is going to allow me to put a little more effort into adding my little spin here I don't do it exactly. I don't do one for one over here. And I'll often add a little phrase or two that'll make this a little more interesting. So what ChatGPT is going to allow me to do is to take this, which is made perfectly from the thing and has all the subheadings, and then tweak it a little bit, add my own personal little spin, which ChatGPT couldn't know because it's not me. At least hasn't taken over my brain yet. And there's one more step to this, actually, one that ChatGPT does really well. Okay. This is from HTML source code. We're just talking about writing an outline. Who makes the HTML source code? Well, I have already done a little experiment where I come up with what I consider a good outline. And I say, look at this block of HTML to deduce what kind of HTML I need for this outline. It was perfectly flawless, unbelievably good. So it was actually far better at that out of the gate than doing a summary of this. Now, anyway, ChatGPT is going to get better and better. Maybe within a year or two, you'll be able to say, please summarize this PDF for me. And it will be so smart about PDFs and common sense and non sequiturs and whatever that it'll almost do the first part on its own. Now, I don't know, but what I do know is there's two groups of professionals. One is those who embrace ChatGPT and associated AI. Two, roadkill. So that is the end of this video.